Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Astra's brain injury. Today I will be speaking about fatigue and what causes fatigue for me. Now, when I first had my brain injury, you know, it was really hard for me. And the things that caused my fatigue was just simply following a conversation, just trying to process what and pay attention. That's another thing. Paying attention to what is being said to me caused me so much fatigue in my brains. And it wasn't easy for me at all. Even still today, I am still having fatigue. And so, as I said, as you're following along, there's, the pattern, the up and down, the cadence in how you say things, all of these different things. We don't realize how much we are processing when that is being said. And then now, fast talking. I can't handle fast talking. So for me, I don't like, I like a rhythm of things. Picture this, you're in the water and the sun is just beating down on you. And you're just, whether you're laying in a little floaty thing and you're just laying on that, and it's a nice, calm wave. That's the kind of thing that I like when I'm speaking, so to say, or when I'm listening to somebody speak. So when somebody now is speaking like really fast, it's hard for me to follow what they're saying. And then it's like my brain shuts down now, and it's too much. Like my brain is just too fatigued. It's too exhausted, and my brain shuts down. And trust me, it's happened many a times. Not even just talking fast, where somebody was speaking fast. I was having a conversation, like, I'll be speaking with my family, and we're here and we're talking, and next thing you know, I'm out. I am like, my brain just shuts down, and I don't even know when I fell asleep. So I fell asleep, and it was like, and they're like, Astra, they're like, Astra, you're sleeping. And I'm like, oh, what can I say? I was just like, just flabbergasted. But because I've got to be focusing on the conversation and I want to pay attention, that's the next thing. So all of these different layers just adds in, and it's so much for your brain, or well, for my brain to be taking all that in. I am just exhausted. And other things that caused me, um, that fatigue in my brain, like for instance, if I was in the car, so someone is driving me, especially like if I was in, say, a sedan, and seeing the movement of the road, because you can see out the corner of your eye, you can see the movement of the road as you're driving. That exhausted me. If there is so many cars, like we get caught in a traffic jam, and just looking at it, my eyes is processing all of the cars before me and behind me and all that kind of stuff. And I am sitting in the car, someone is driving and I'm sitting in the car, and next thing you know, I was out. Like, the Caribbean would say, you've got dropsy. It was almost as if I had narcolepsy kind of a thing. But my brain just shuts down, and that was it. I would be out. So it was too much for my brains to process, more than, say, one conversation. Like, even still today, if the TV is going, and I'm washing dishes, or if I'm doing something, I'm giving an example, say I'm washing dishes, and, my child comes up to me to come to ask me something. I need to stop one thing, what's going on. I used to be not to be able to handle two things. I couldn't even handle one. So if the TV was playing and you came to me, the TV has to stop. Like, it had to stop, because I could not process more than one thing coming into my ears. Like, I couldn't do, you're watching and then you're listening and then no. And, as women, I remember going out with my girlfriends, and we are having 10 million conversations in one. We're all talking, and I, I just couldn't do it. Another thing too that fatigued me was noise. I cannot do noise. So, um, for instance, if I went out for dinner, I can't even handle the noise of everyone all around me, because everybody's having their conversations. So that is just overstimulating for me. It is too much on my processing, from my hearing, my brains, and it's just overloading for me. And then next thing it does, it causes, like, I find that I get edgy afterwards. Like, I went out to the store here even recently. I was in the store, my God, it was just packed. So I was at the grocery store. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, it was so packed. And and it was a Sunday too, y'all. It was a Sunday that I was in the grocery store. And it was so packed. And when I got home, like, I kept, this is another thing. What I find that I used to do, and I still do it today still, is if the place is so packed, I would try and find a little corner place so that I can, I don't know if it's to gather my thoughts, but it's just so that I'm not out there with all the hustle and the bustle of everybody. I'm just finding a little quiet place so that I can kind of, like, I guess, maybe gather myself. And even though I do this, and once I get home now and I'm sitting down on whatever it is that I'm doing. Next thing you know, I'm out. I am out. And so many things just fatigues my mind. And it was so many things back then that was causing a lot of exhaustion on my mind. Like, I, and it's not to say that, you're willfully doing these things. Oh, I don't want to talk to that people. So you just fall asleep. It wasn't like that. This was literally completely out of my control. I don't even know when my eyes would shut, because it was just too much on my brains, just too much information coming into my eyes, coming into my ears, my brain's trying to process it. It was just too much. Like, it was really, really overloading for me. And so, as I said, anything can really just fatigue the mind, when you have a brain injury, because it's not just your brain that has to work. Your eyes got to work, your ears got to work, your mouth has got to work, your thinking has got to work. So it's all of these different things that is coming at you all at once. And then you got to try and think about it and then spit it out. And as you're thinking about it, you're getting a headache coming in. You're it's like it's a hot mess. It really is. So again, I would say, if you are the one that is going through this, or someone that is going through this brain injury, you know talk to somebody, talk to your practitioners, let them know what is going on with you, because it's not every practitioner that is going to know, ooh, there's something different about you from when I knew you from before. If they never knew you from before, they may think, oh, this is just, the quirks about them. But if you speak up, and those around you that you can confide in, and they can, be a voice for you, like your advocate for you, that would be a good thing. Because as I said, for me, everything was just exhausting for me. Like, they say fatigue, but for me, I felt like my brains was running a marathon that was never stopping, and then it would just collapse. And I just shut down, and I'm just like, and I'm out, you know so talk to someone. Y'all talk to somebody, because you need to be able to, hopefully, not need to, because you don't need to, but it would be good for you to, speak to someone. Let them know, especially your family that knows you from before, or your friends that knew you from before, and they could see, wait a minute now. I notice that when we're talking to her or him, next thing you know, they're out, and different things, and they would be able to help to speak up for you and be like, you know what, this and this and that. And then you'll be able to see the right practitioner that would be able to help you, you know. So that's what I have for today. Um, so remember, please, to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because I would definitely see you in the next video. And with that, I will say bye.